Let's fucking go.
Welcome to the Common Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and you know I had to make a video talking about that massive Marvel announcement yesterday that I had no idea was coming. It completely threw me off. It fucked up my whole entire whatever I was going to do yesterday because I was just like, well, shit, I can't make a video about this until this is done. And by the time it was done, I was like, well, shit, I need to go to bed. Yo, so out of nowhere, I had like seen something like Superwise that like posted something up. I didn't even know that the Superwise posted it up. It was like major Marvel announcement. Like I think it was like on Monday or no, it was like on Tuesday that he said that. And I was like, okay. And I'm like, whatever. What is it gonna be? They're gonna post out. They're not gonna put out a trailer or nothing. They're just gonna announce like whatever. And then it became abundantly clear. And then like one, then all of a sudden I just look at my phone. I'm like, I just see Marvel announcement, but there's like nothing there. Slowly, I just see chairs. I just see a chair, a casting chair, with fucking, Chris Hemsworth's name written across. I'm like, what the fuck is this for? And that's Avengers Doomsday cast. And I was like, oh, cool. So they're gonna just announce the cast real quick. I'm thinking this cast announcement thing is gonna be like maybe 5 minutes, like maybe if they want to get fun with it, maybe 30 minutes. That'd be fun. Well, they spent 5 hours announcing the cast for Avengers Doomsday. 5 hours. And in my mind, like literally, it was one of those things. You've ever seen a joke that was funny when you heard it, but then the guy kept going, and then you kind of was like, oh man, like, the joke was funny, but now you're running it, you kind of running into the ground. But then they kept going, and then it became funny again. That's how I felt about the casting chairs. Because at first I was like, okay, that's pretty funny. And then after like, I'd probably say about hour 2, I was like, okay, this is ridiculous, man. What the fuck you guys doing? You need to speed this shit up. About around hour 4, I was just like, about around the time they started announcing Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen and James Marsden and they just started announcing these Channing Tatum, like these names. I was like, okay, this is kind of fun. I was like, okay, this is kind of fun. I gotta admit, this is kind of fun. Also, like the balls on Marvel to do it this way. You gotta think too. Like, it is hilarious. I've never seen this before. Everyone's bitching. Everyone's bitching. Everyone's complaining. But nobody stopped watching. This stream altogether, I believe, they had 11 million people sitting for 5 hours watching chairs. If you ever wondered if the MCU was like on the downslope or nobody cares, the Marvel had 11 million people staring at fucking chairs. What other fucking studio can do that? What other company can do that? Who else got the pull like that? Only the MCU does. Alright, because I can tell you one thing. I don't know what Justice League's gonna look like, but I don't know if they're gonna get 10 million people watching chairs. Anywho, getting into it, I was very excited. So, like, I'm just gonna get into the cast of it. Just kind of like spitball out here. Okay, so we got Thor coming back, Chris Hemsworth. We got Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, Evan Backrack, and obviously the great Pedro Pascal. The Fantastic Four will be here. We got Shuri coming back as Black Panther. We got Paul Rudd coming back as Ant-Man. We got fucking how I never say his name correct. We got fucking Namor coming in this bitch, but we also have the entirety of the Thunderbolts. We got Florence Pugh coming back as Elena. We got John Walker back in this bitch. We got Red Guardian in this bitch. We got fucking Ghost in here, man. I think we even got, don't we got the Sentry? Yeah, man, we even got the Sentry in this bitch. So like, that's a lot, man. So almost the entirety of the Thunderbolt cast is coming back for this movie. But we also got smaller characters like Danny Ramirez coming back, aka the new Falcon. So that's a nice little side character. But then we get into characters that I was like, okay, We got Patrick Stewart coming back as Professor X. We got Ian McKellen coming back as Magneto. We got Alan Cummings, which is amazing, man. And if you don't know who Alan Cummings is, Alan Cummings played Nightcrawler in X2. And one of the most iconic, like, superhero action scenes of all time, which is him fighting off the entire president's, cabinet in the White House, just taking all these motherfuckers out. It was one of the first things that like really made me pop. I love that sequence. It's just so fun. It's just so fucking fun. But we also have Rebecca. We also got Rebecca coming back to play Mystique, and she was the original Mystique, and she also had an amazing action sequence in both X2 and X1 and X2. She had some great action sequence. We got James Marsden coming back as Cyclops. And we also weirdly have Channing Tatum coming back as Gambit for some reason. That is weird. But thank God, took long enough. We got my boy Simu Liu coming back as Shang-fucking-Chi. And it's all wrapped together. Oh, well. Also, we got Winston Duke coming back. And one of the bigger surprises, actually to me though, one of the biggest surprises is Tom Hiddleston is coming back as Loki. And then we kind of tap it off with Robert Downey Jr. Also, I almost forgot, fucking Kelsey Grammer coming back as Beast. That is a massive cast of, I think it's like 20-something characters. And it's not even all the characters we thought we would hear for this movie. Now, I always figured they were going to do kind of an Infinity War-esque kind of thing with it, where they weren't going to have all the characters that they were going to have in the movie. Like, I always kind of figured that. At least I had a vibe for that. But even I was surprised that certain characters weren't in this particular movie. I thought for sure Spider-Man would be in this one. I thought they would want to set it up. I thought they'd really want to play with the Doom-esque, because like it was reported that like a lot of the Avengers movie, these two Avengers movies were going to center around that relationship between Tony Stark and Peter Parker, and like Peter being confused. Like it made, like looking back now, what I'm hearing, the next Spider-Man movie ain't going to come out till after Doomsday, so perhaps it does make a little sense that like whatever happens at the end of Doomsday would directly affect his Spider-Man movie. But even still, I thought Spider-Man would be there. I thought maybe Hawkeye would be there. I thought one of the Hulks, at least Bruce Banner Hulk, would have been in that cast. Maybe even Hawkeye would have been in that cast. Maybe Ms. Marvel would have been in that cast. It is confusing why Maria Rambeau isn't in the cast as well, considering that like it seems like this version of the X-Men is going to come from that world she got stuck in at the end of the Marvels. For that matter, I'm surprised Captain Marvel isn't in the movie. Like, there's a list, Peter Quill. Like, there's a lot of characters who I'm very surprised aren't in the movie. Now, I can't really judge it because I don't know what kind of story they're going to tell. Now, all we know is that, at the end of Captain America Brave New World, Sam said he was going to get an Avengers team together. Now, maybe you could say his Avengers team looking at the cast, maybe you could say his Avengers team he gets together is like, is a Black Panther and Paul Rudd's Ant-Man and maybe Simu Liu and maybe he'll have Danny Ramirez. Like I'm looking at the cast and like can't really see the biggest Avengers team. Like he could get a small little Avengers team going, and Thor. Yeah, maybe if the Avengers team was gonna be Thor, and Sam Wilson Captain America, Shuri Black Panther, Paul Rudd Ant-Man. Ant-Man. And Simu Liu's, Shang-Chi and Falcon. Maybe that is going to be the new Avengers. That's the only thing I can assume, because the cast kind of is like, okay, I'm so curious about what they're going to do with this cast and how they're billing it. The fact that they have Pedro Pascal directly after Robert Downey Jr. does sort of indicate that Pedro is going to be the lead, which I don't know. We haven't seen Fantastic Four yet, so after Fantastic Four, if I heard that Pedro's the lead of this movie, I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. Okay, Pedro was great. But I don't know. I'm also surprised, like, Doctor Strange isn't in this. There's a lot of mystery around this movie. I suspect there's going to be a lot of cameos. Not cameos. I suspect there's a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? There are characters who are in the movie that are, like, either going to be in a post-credit scene or they're trying to keep hidden. Like, I would not be shocked if Scarlet Witch is in one of these two movies. It's like a hidden thing. I wouldn't be shocked if Chris Evans is a hidden thing. Also, I would not be shocked if the post-credit scene of this movie is setting up the Spider-Man movie. It's just, there's just so much up in the air. I have no clue where they're going with it. I think the Russo brothers are going to take the same tactic they took with Infinity War, which was splitting the Avengers, splitting the teams up and having them be on separate missions, but like meeting in the middle. Like, that's what I would do. I'd have like the Thunderbolts, like maybe the Thunderbolts get teleported into like the X-Men's world, and I would have like the Avengers dealing with Doom, and like just do what you did with Infinity War. Split, divide, and conquer. They really did a great job with that, and like they really captured what it was like to watch a massive comic book panel thing. And then you get the fucking Secret Wars. And also, a lot of these characters probably aren't going to make it to Secret Wars. Some of them are going to die, and some of them are just going to be taken off the board for one reason or another. So we're going to have a new, bigger cast to focus on, with some of the members from this cast returning. Either way, I'm very excited for fucking Avengers Doomsday. I was already kind of hyped for it to see what they're going to go with it. But man, I'm just deadly curious about the characters they left out of this movie, and what characters are going to actually show up, and what kind of story, what does this list of characters tell you, what kind of story they're going to tell here, man. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Guy Movie Show. Please remember to like and subscribe. And what did you guys think of this list of Avengers Doomsday cast? I'm excited, but like I said, who the fuck knows? Anyways, thank you guys again. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.